It's me, Christine, and I am back with my YouTube channel. How awesome! Okay, so let me go straight to the point of why I started back up my YouTube channel. Mainly, one, I have time now to do it. In high school, I was juggling a lot, and I figured that I would be able to continue with my channel. However, that was not the case. So I had to put everything on hold until I could start back up again. And prayerfully, fingers crossed, I will commit this time because I want to take you guys along my journey with me going into my first year of undergrad. My major will be legal studies, and that's mainly why I decided to take you guys along my journey, because I was looking on YouTube and I couldn't find anyone with the major of legal studies, and I was like, okay, so all of you just hopped into law school, no one wants to tell us about their undergrad. So basically right now how it's going with my major is I went to orientation, and there you meet an advisor, your college orientation of course, you meet an advisor and they suggest a couple of classes to you. My advisor suggested that I take a computer class, and when I got home, like, it sounded good in the meeting, and then when I got home I was like, homegirl, I'm sorry, but I'm not taking that class, because a computer literacy class really isn't gonna help me much. I mean, unless it's gonna advance my typing, which I could practice that on my own. I don't need a whole 8-week course about a computer. That, no, it's not really beneficial in my eyes for me. So to say, at least right now, it's not in my vision of doing. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna take that. So right now I'm taking 4 classes, which 4 classes is considered a full-time student, so I am a full-time student. I am taking 3 on campus and 1 online. My English class, ENC 1141, is what I am taking online. Why am I taking an English class online? Yeah, I know, I don't want to, but I rather, because they're only offering that class on Tuesdays and Thursdays on campus. And I'm like, I'm not about to drive 30 minutes from my house to my campus every day, because I have classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday already. And then Tuesday and Thursday for 1 class, that's not worth my time. So I decided that I was just going to take it online to prevent me from having to travel every single day of the week for 1 class and the others on the other days. So, I have ENC 1141, which is my English class. I took ENC 1101 and 1102 in high school, therefore I don't have to take it my first year of college. Normally that's the class that you all would take if you haven't taken it already. And I suggest, if you're a high schooler watching this and you're like in 11th grade and maybe 12th at the beginning of it, you should take that class. I really suggest it, especially depending on the professor that you have. That also weighs a lot depending on the dual enrollment professor, because I know my dual enrollment teacher, she was awesome. I love her. Shout out to you, miss. You just, yeah, weigh your options. Don't take it if you think it's going to be too much on you. I took 2 dual enrollment classes, and the other dual enrollment class, I love you too, miss, is the SLS class that you have to complete your freshman year. I already did that, so I don't have to do it in college. And it's a pretty awesome experience depending on the professor that you have. So, make sure you also look at that scope of area as well. I'm also taking BSc 2085 and BSc 2085L. That is a science class, anatomy and physiology. Why is a legal studies major taking a science class? Because I'm going to transfer to university, and in order to graduate from that university, I have to have a lab completed. And when I transfer over to that university, I am going to be majoring in criminal justice. And I think that it would be a waste of my time to be taking anatomy and physiology while trying to focus on the criminal justice path. That is going to get in my way a lot. So I just decided, you know what, let me cut the cake now and deal with the icing later. So I decided to take that class. right here, right now. And let me tell you, I'm kind of disappointed about it already because I've already set up my schedule and I've already picked up my classes as I'm talking about it. And my class, BSc 2085, is a lecture that lasts from 8 o'clock in the morning to 9:55 in the morning. Isn't that awesome? And then my lab, which is right after that class, is from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. That is amazing, is it not? Oh my god, I'm so excited. Yeah, I have a science class for 4 hours on one day. Like, why? The lab is only on Fridays, which kind of sucks because I would prefer it to be like Wednesday and Friday so that it's not so much of a load. Because it's a lab, I know that there's going to be so many different little priorities mixed within the class that it's going to piss me off, and I'm not prepared for it at all. So I'm pretty anxious. Let me tell you how I did my schedule blocking. It sucks because the lab was only offered on Fridays at 10, and I was trying to fit my lab within my math because I wanted to take math first thing in the morning, and there was no way because the lab was only offered at that time. So you guys really have to look at the times of the classes in order to really know how your schedule would go, because I have both of those classes, like I said, 8 o'clock till 12, and I really wanted to take my math class 8 o'clock to 9:55, but whatever, I'll deal with it. So now instead I take my math at about 1. Yeah, at around 12:05 to 1:55, I believe is what time it is. And actually I could look. Let me check because I already put in my planner. This is my 2018-19 planner for the school year. I got this literally the same day I went to orientation, I believe. So look into what type of. Oh, I didn't even realize that this was like a little folder. How cute. Yeah, I got this immediately because I'm like, I need to see how this is gonna work out. So classes start August 20th. So happy. And this is what my schedule looks like already. I have 2 classes on Monday, 2 classes on Wednesday, and 3 classes on Friday. And like I said, yeah, my math is from 12 to 1. Yeah. So how I did it, like I said, was based off of the other class. Now for Monday, what really sucks is that I have to be at school at 8 o'clock in the morning till 9. Well, that's my first class, and then I have to stay there all day because of my math class is at 12 to 1. So I'm literally gonna be at school for a couple of hours just chilling and cruising. I actually wanted to go to the gym, but I'm like, going to the gym and then still having to go to class, I don't think so. So what I'm probably gonna do is just start working on my English class because I'm pretty sure that starts up on August 20th as well, and I'm excited. What else goes into schedule making? Oh, whether you have a job. Okay, so what happened with me is that I did have a job. Domino, shout out to you. I did have a job, but I had to quit because where I live, my job was literally all the way on the other side of town. Worst case ever. I got lost. Legit lost. Like I was lost. I had to literally blow at a police officer for him to give me directions. He's like, okay, if you just take this left and that right and that left, you'll be there. And I'm like, can I just follow you? And he was like, okay. So I had to, and let me tell you how hard it was to get his attention. I was literally blowing the horn at him and he would not stop. And then I had to get in front of him. Literally, I cut him off and he still didn't pull me over. I'm like, bruh, y'all some nice police officers up here. And then I'm literally like swerving in and out of the lane, pressing brakes, like, because he got behind me. And finally, he cut on his lights and he pulled me over. I was like, amen. So make sure you know how long it takes you to get from school to work and from work to school if you're gonna do like morning shifts and then afternoon classes. I plan on doing afternoon shifts. I'm just used to that because when I was in high school, I still had my job and I would go to school 7 o'clock in the morning till 2 and then have to go to work at 5. It was an awesome experience. And I sometimes wouldn't even leave work till like 10 o'clock. Which was fine because I had gotten my body to adjust to that, and I would stay up almost all night, not even go to sleep until like 12, sometimes 1, making sure that I got all my homework and stuff done. So it ain't no struggle for me. And that's generally how I did my schedule blocking now. I'm literally gonna be on the same schedule because I don't want to mess up my body time and what it's adjusted to. Like right now, my body time is really messed up. Like I will literally sleep till 12 in the afternoon, which I never thought was possible for me because I'm a morning person. And I now have started getting myself back in the group of waking up early because I can't sleep all day. It pisses me off when I do that. I feel like I've wasted my life away. And what else goes into schedule blocking? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, just make sure you're on time for your classes. You do not want to be the one sorry, traffic up here. The traffic gets wild. Like, it'll be completely calm in 1 hour and then in the next it's like Obama just visited our city and now everyone wants to go see him. Like, I do not appreciate the traffic here. So make sure you leave enough time for error when you are driving, whether you're driving, taking the bus, whatever it is, because you do not want to be that one who's over there like, sorry, couldn't find parking. That is another thing. Make sure y'all have y'all parking decals. Like, you do not want a ticket because you don't have your parking decal. And always carry your student ID around campus. Like, because I don't start until fall, I don't get my ID until fall. You have to pay for your classes in order to get your ID. Tears, because I be wanting to go to the computer lab and I can't even use the computer lab because I don't have a student ID. Really. But whatever. Yeah, just do what you gotta do, basically. Like, be on top of your game. Know your drop periods. I can't stress this enough. I have friends who have had to stick with a class that they didn't want to do anymore because they didn't pay attention to the drop period. I have a schedule printed out on my whiteboard about the drop periods. I'm probably going to put that in here so that I see it every time I open up my planner, because you do not want to be stuck with a class that you can't handle. Like, for my class, my ENT class, I'm probably going to end up dropping it depending on the load of both of my anatomy classes, because I don't want to overdo my freshman year and then I'm making C's the first semester. That's not cool. Like, I want at least a B in all of my classes, if not an A. It's my first semester. Like, I need to give it my all, you get me? So make sure you give it your all and, you know, be on top of what you do. That's it though. Bye guys.